Despite having a strong memory and attention to detail, Kana Sakuragi struggles to land a job after graduation. However, her latest job interview at a big company is put on hold when the building is invaded by a large Kaii that freezes the entire room. Hitomi Koshigaya of the small magical girl company Magilumiere is called in to deal with the threat, but upon seeing the size of the Kaii, asks for a volunteer to help her reload her weapon. Kana offers her help, even adjusting Koshigaya's ammo to a form more suited to damage the icy Kaii until Koshigaya manages to seal it. As thanks, Koshigaya recommends Kana for a job at Magilumiere Magical Girls Inc. Kana meets the eccentric staff of the Magilumiere office, the cross-dressing manager Kuji Shigemoto, overworked secretary Kaide Midorikawa, and technical/magical designer Kazuo Nikoyama. Kana tries to train in the use of her broom, but Koshigaya's methods are unhelpful and she continues crashing into objects. Suddenly, Magilumiere is called upon to deal with a new Kaii that has spread through an entire floor of an office building and trapped one of the workers inside. Hitomi takes Kana with her and manages to rescue the civilian, but is having trouble warding off the Kaii while carrying him, as her damaged broom slowly loses power. Kana then remembers that her broom can be converted into a short-range weapon from the training manuals, and uses it to damage the Kaii enough for Koshigaya to seal it. Kana gets officially hired as a full-time employee at Magilumiere after a month, as a magical girl from the massive AST company seals their latest Kaii target from under them. Later, Magilumiere is called in to clear a nearby shopping district of small yet numerous aquatic Kaii that have taken over. Kana suggests following the standard tactic of a wide-range magic spell to quickly resolve the issue, but both Shigemoto and Koshigaya insist she scope out the area first. Initially confused about the situation, Kana soon realizes that the district is full of old buildings that will be destroyed if they go through with the spell. As such, Kana proposes a more targeted magic that will wipe out the Kaii through the sewers, though such a spell does not yet exist. Shigemoto announces he will create one. Koshigaya reassures Kana that Magilumiere is capable of creating a new spell on the spot. Elsewhere, Kei Koga, the founder and president of AST, and his assistant Hasegawa have a conversation about Shigemoto, while the magical girl Kana and Koshigaya previously encountered seals another Kaii. Back at the shopping district, once the spell is ready, Kana eventually realizes the Kaii are located at a manhole near the entrance. When she and Koshigaya arrive there, the latter uses the spell to finish the Kaii off. Following the battle, the grateful residents give Kana and Koshigaya numerous gifts. They then head back to Magilumiere. Following the latest workday, Shigemoto announces that the company is going to have a karaoke party. At the karaoke bar, almost everyone has sung except Midorikawa, which Kana notices. The next day, Shigemoto receives a phone call during lunch. He soon informs Kana that he wants her to participate in a joint project for a week with Miyakoto, a large cosmetics manufacturer that has its own magical girl department. He also informs her that the president, Miyako Asu, is an old friend of his. Once she arrives at Miyakoto, Kana is partnered with another magical girl named Lily Aoi. Lily goes on a shopping trip with Kana. While taking a break, the former reveals the trip is actually a form of training. She also explains how the perception of magical girls has changed over the years. Once the trip is over with, they head to Hotel Alberic to do a routine Kaii inspection. Meanwhile, Shigemoto, Midorikawa, and Nikoyama discuss how the joint project will be a good opportunity for Kana. Back at Hotel Alberic, Lily decides to check out the demolition site nearby. When Kana eventually joins her, they discover a large Kaii is at the location. They appear to have the upper hand against the Kaii until it undergoes a mutation. Lily is then attacked while trying to protect Kana. Lily reassures Kana after she only receives a scratch. Just then, the magical girl Kana previously encountered Mei Tsuchiba arrives as backup. Tsuchiba takes on the Kaii while Kana and Lily evacuate the bystanders. Kana soon returns to the demolition site where she offers to help Tsuchiba, which the latter refuses. When she does it anyway, Tsuchiba criticizes Kana's aesthetic before she successfully neutralizes the Kaii. Once Tsuchiba leaves, Kana expresses her self-doubt to Lily. In response, Lily reveals what her aesthetic is, which motivates Kana. Following the conclusion of the joint project, Kana and Lily say their goodbyes. Elsewhere, Shigemoto has a meeting with Miyako while Koga and Hasegawa discuss what happened at the demolition site. Kana reunites with her co-workers at the annual Magical Technology EXPO. Inside, Kana and Koshigaya are approached by two men. Once they leave, a previously nervous Nikoyama excitedly reveals that the men are the legendary product managers from Direct Core named Kashinomi and Yokode. Everyone except Midorikawa then attend Satisfac's keynote lecture, where Masayuki Oikawa, the CEO, provides a demonstration of a mutated plant-type Kaii being exterminated. Unfortunately, things go awry when the Kaii continues to mutate. Koga decides to not do anything until his company is contractually obligated to do so. Knowing how AST operates, Shigemoto has Magilumiere step up to the task. As Kana, Koshigaya, and Nikoyama work together, the latter realizes that his laptop is too slow to effectively send the spell needed to stop the Kaii. While Nikoyama is panicking, a flashback shows how his passion for magic ultimately led to him being hired by Magilumiere. Back in the present, Nikoyama asks Kashinomi, Yokode, and Oikawa for their assistance. Thanks to the collaboration, Nikoyama is able to send the spell to Kana and Koshigaya, who use it to neutralize the Kaii. Afterward, Oikawa wonders how Shigemoto created a middleware containing an anti-mutation code he has never seen. Koga later tries to poach Kana and Koshigaya, which is unsuccessful. When Shigemoto mentions an incident that occurred 15 years ago, a furious Koga leaves the room. Oikawa then has a private conversation with Shigemoto concerning all the things he has noticed about Magilumiere. Following the meeting, Shigemoto tells Midorikawa it is time for Plan B. Shigemoto tells Kana and Koshigaya he wants them to get their brooms tuned up. Arriving at the destination, they meet Hana Ginji, a child genius, and her assistant and caretaker Nishina. Once Kana and Koshigaya return to the office, Shigemoto reveals he is going to expand the business thanks to a video Midorikawa uploaded of them at the EXPO. The next day, Ginji and Nishina show up at Magilumiere to give Kana and Koshigaya their brooms back. Afterward, Shigemoto organizes a meeting about the latest extermination request where a property owner wants them to check out a building in Tawara Hiyori. As Ginji monitors their progress, Kana uses her broom's updated features to its fullest to neutralize the Kaii. Shigemoto later reveals another company's magical girl will be loaned to Magilumiere, and he asks Kana to serve as her mentor. Once Kana accepts the assignment, Shigemoto reveals the magical girl works for APDA. Said magical girl, Akane Makino, then arrives at the building. During lunch, Makino tells Kana about an incident that occurred 15 years ago called the Kaii Calamity. The next day, Kana, Koshigaya, and Makino head to a redevelopment district. There, Kana explains to Makino how the company operates. Koshigaya decides to investigate the first 7 buildings, leaving Kana and Makino to investigate the rest. Although they have seemingly completed the task, Nikoyama reports a faint Kaii signal is still in the area. When everyone splits up again, Koshigaya realizes the Kaii they are dealing with is actually a blaze type, not an electric type. As a result, Kana rescues Makino. The Kaii proceeds to mutate before it can be contained. Kana, Koshigaya, and Makino are forced to stall until Magilumiere has enough data to create a spell. While Kana is flying around, a flashback reveals the reason why Shigemoto wanted her to be Makino's mentor. Back in the present, Kana is able to send the data to Nikoyama. Koshigaya soon arrives at the last moment to rescue Kana and Makino. Noticing the teamwork on display, a determined Makino comes up with a strategy. After a while, they finally neutralize the Kaii. Kana and Makino continue to work together for a month before they say their goodbyes. The next day, Shigemoto attends a Council of Magical Organizations meeting.